Then came the realization texts. My sister-in-law, who'd taken credit for organizing everything for years. Wait, who actually booked this? My brother. Didn't you handle it? Her. I thought you did. Silence for 10 minutes. Then my dad, in all caps. Where is the reservation? My aunt replied with a screenshot, a confirmation email from 4 years ago. My name at the bottom, my card on file. The next message was my dad calling me directly. I let it ring. Then my mom. Then my brother. I waited until they'd all called at least twice. Finally, I answered my mom. She was crying, not sad crying, angry crying. How could you do this? It's Christmas. I asked her calmly if Carter was invited. Silence. I asked again. She said, well, your father thought it would be better. I told her Carter asked if he was still family, that he'd been shaking doing his homework, that at 12 years old, he'd been rejected by his own grandfather for not being successful enough. More silence. Then she tried the guilt angle. We can't just go to a restaurant now. Everywhere's booked. I said, you should have thought about that before uninviting a child. And I hung up. Carter and I spent Christmas morning building a Lego set that took 6 hours. We ordered Chinese food, watched Home Alone. He asked if Grandpa was mad at me. I told him Grandpa was learning an expensive lesson about who actually holds the family together. 3 days later, my dad left a voicemail. No apology, just, we need to talk about next year's planning. I deleted it. Carter heard it before I could stop him. He looked at me and said, are we doing it again? I asked him what he meant. He said, paying for people who don't want us there. That's when I realized he'd been watching this whole time. Watching me fund celebrations for people who ranked him. Watching me smile through their dismissals. Watching me teach him that family meant showing up even when they didn't show up for you. I told him no, we weren't doing it again. Not next year. Not ever. He smiled, really smiled for the first time since that phone call. My dad called 4 more times over the next month. My brother's wife asked if I'd consider helping out with Easter planning. I blocked them all.